Stick around because I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous quilt with just one pack of pre-cuts and some background fabric. Hi everybody, it's Claudia from Create with Claudia. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is my third pre-cut quilt pattern that I'm doing over here on YouTube. I also have the pattern. You can download it on my website, www.createwithclaudia.com. I absolutely love working with pre-cuts, especially 10-inch pre-cuts. You know, the packs, they're 10-inch squares. I do love strips too, and I have patterns like that too. But over here on YouTube, I love doing videos with 10-inch pre-cuts. So I've started a series, and this is quilt number 3 behind me. I'm going to show you how to make the blocks. There are 3 different blocks in the quilt. The quilt measures about 66 inches by 89 when finished. This is an incredibly easy quilt to make. It's a great way to use up that 10-inch pre-cut stack you bought that you fell in love with at the store and you just don't know what to do with. This is a great one. I've done 2 others. I did one turning the 10-inch squares into half-square triangles, and that's been actually one of my top 10 most popular videos. And then I did one turning the 10-inch squares into flying geese. And I'm showing you those up on the screen really quickly just so you can see them. I want to thank Benartex Fabrics because this year, 2026, I am a Benartex ambassador, and this is one of my first projects with them. It's February. This will be showing in February of 2026, but this is done with a pack of 10-inch pre-cuts from their fabric line called Beloved. It was designed by April Cornell for Benartex Fabrics, and that's all the beautiful pastels and the florals you're going to see in this quilt. The background is wave texture, and that's the plum color. And I fell in love with that wave fabric, and you'll notice I did a reel on it as well. When you cut it up into smaller pieces, it takes on a totally different life. So I want you to sort of keep that in mind when you're looking at me making these blocks. I just love the way that texture fabric, that wave texture, turned into something even a little bit different when I was cutting it up into these blocks. You need the pack of 10-inch pre-cuts, and then you need background fabric about 4 yards, 4 1/8 yards to be safe, just in case you miscut or something. 4 1/8 yards. Again, this pattern can be downloaded on my website, www.createwithclaudia.com. So let's get started. Alright, so let's get started with this really fun quilt. We're going to do block number 1 first, and it is by far the easiest. And I laugh because you'll see in a second, you'll laugh too. So block 1 is literally one of the 10-inch squares. Here's one, here's a few more. You're just going to pick out, you need 13 of these, and they do need to measure 10 inches, and I have done a reel on this before. You just always want to double check that they are 10 inches, and these are 10 inches. Now block 2 is actually, of the 3 of the blocks, is the trickiest to do. So I figured I'd do that one first. That's why I do it as block 2, after the easiest one of all of them. And I'm going to show you the pieces you need. And this is what block 2 looks like. It's almost like a 9-patch, but it is a little bit modified, which is why it's a little bit trickier than a regular 9-patch. You can see there's a little bit more around it, and then these are kind of offset a little bit versus a normal 9-patch block. So we're going to get started on this one first. Now on block 2 you need 14 of them. So I'm going to show you the pieces, and then I'll tell you how many you need for the entire quilt. But first I'll show you the pieces for each block. So piece A will be, you need 2 of the, for the block you need 2 of these. For the entire quilt you're going to need 28 pieces, but we're just going to do the block. So you need 2 pieces of piece A that measure 3.5 by 4 1/4. They're a little bit, these measurements are a little bit trickier not trickier, but they're a little bit different than some of your standard quilt blocks. So again, I have them written down, and you can find the whole pattern on my website. So you need 2 of this piece. Of piece B, you need 2 of this for 1 block, and that is 2.5 inches by 4 1/4 inches. So that's piece B. If you're doing the whole quilt, you're going to need, 28 pieces of those. Piece C is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, and that's piece C, and you need 4 of those per block. So you'll need 56 of them for the whole quilt. Okay, that's piece C. Piece D it is 1 3/4 by 2.5 inches, and you need 4 of those for each block, or 56 for the whole quilt. Piece E is a small one. Like I said, this is the trickiest of the 3 blocks, and when I say tricky, it's just a little bit more labor intensive than the other 2, especially the first one. Piece E, 1 inch by 2.5 inches, and you need 4 of those per block, or 56 for the whole quilt. Piece F. Now, piece F I've cut from various fabrics. These are from the Precut pack, the 10-inch Precut pack. These are 2.5 inches square. You need 4 for that sort of the outside of the block, and then 1 for the center. So you need 5 altogether for each block. I chose to do 4 of the same around the ring, and I'll show you that in a second. Let me pull that block out in a second. I'll show you that. And then 1 different one for the center. You can make them all the same. You can make them all different. It's totally up to you. I just kind of liked having the symmetry of those 4 on the outside. Let me just show you. So like here, I have all 4 the same, and then I have a different one in the center. So you need 5 of those, or for the entire quilt, you need 70 of those. And again, those were 2.5 inch square pieces of fabric. So that is what you need to make this block. So let's get started on sewing it. Again, you'll be surprised how easy this quilt is to come together. First thing you want to do is take those 4 outer pieces of the pre-cuts, and you're going to add one of these small pieces. This is the piece, let me just make sure I'm telling you the right one, piece E. And you know what, I don't think I actually told you what letter this was. This is piece F as in Frank. F as in Frank, and these are all those. So I'm going to set most of this aside, but what we're going to do is we're going to add one of the small strips on the bottom of each one of these 4 outer squares. So I put right sides together, very easy. I'm just going to chain piece these, and if you don't know what chain piecing is, you chain them all at one time. It saves a little bit of thread, and it just goes really quickly. All right, so I've done that, and now you're going to add a piece D to the top, just like that, of all 4 of these pieces that I already did the small piece on. All right, so here are these 4 sections, and then the next thing we're going to do, I have them all up so that the larger piece, that piece D, is on the top. So the next thing we're going to do is add these small pieces. These are piece C, and you are going to add, now this is where you have to pay a little bit of attention, or you have to pay attention the whole time, but a piece C to the right side of 2 of the strips, of the sections that you just made, without slipping your whole cutting mat, and then 2 of the piece C to the left side. So you're going to have 2 that look like this and 2 that look like this. All right, so here are our sections. Again, that bigger piece here, the piece D, is on the top. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put piece A in the middle of these 2. Like so. And we're just going to sew, let me move this one out of the way so I don't confuse you. You're just going to sew each of these edges, or you sew this to this, and then add this one on the other side. And you're going to make 2 of those that look like this. All right, so here are these 2 sections. They are ready to go. I'm going to set those aside for right now. And now we're just going to do this center strip, and there's your other piece F. And you're going to just add to the left and to the right. Oops. You're just going to add a piece B to each side of that little strip and make the strip, and that's going to be the center of this block. All right, so here is that strip. And if you can hear the little pitter patter, that's our new puppy or new dog. He's like 3 years old. He's deaf. His name is Frisco. I'll show a picture of him. He's as sweet as can be. And I'm still learning how to film videos with him sort of around. But anyway, so if you hear that noise, that's him. This is the center of this block. You're just going to sew this to this, and this to this, and then this block 2 of this quilt will be done. Okay, so here's the block. Loving the way it turned out. I love, and I did a reel on this too, how that background fabric, that wave texture and plum, how it takes on a life of its own when you cut it up into smaller pieces. It's really cool. So you'll note, one thing I forgot to mention is the smaller piece, the piece E on both of these is next to this middle strip. Okay, so this block should measure 10 inches unfinished, and it does. It might be a hair short. No, it's good. Once I press it a little bit better, it'll be fine. 10 inches, so we're going to set that aside. You need 14 of these for the whole quilt top. All right, so here's block 3. This one is this is the second easiest one versus the just the 10-inch pre-cut square. This is just one square of the pre-cut fabric and then the outer border stuff, and I'll tell you that in a second. Very easy to do. This one, you're going to need 36 of these blocks, and these also measure when unfinished, or when you're done sewing them, 10 inches square. So for block 3, you're going to need the following. You're going to need one piece G. This is piece G. It's a 5-inch square, so it's very easy. You're just going to split that pre-cut in 4 pieces, and you get 4 of them. But anyway, you're going to need one of those, piece G, 5 inches square. Then you're going to need 2 piece H's, and these are 3 inches by 5 inches, and this is the background fabric. And then 2 pieces of the longer border, and these are going to be 3 inches by 10 inches. And this is the background fabric. So for the whole quilt, again, you need 36 of these blocks. You're going to need 36 piece G's, okay? 72 piece H's, and 72 piece I's. These are piece I's. I think I forgot to mention that. But for one block, you need 2 of these each and 1 of those. So the first thing you're going to do is sew one of these piece H's to each side of one of those of the piece G. All right, so there's going to be the center, all right? And then you're going to add the piece I's, 1 to each side, and then your block is done. I mean, it's that simple. This is a really easy block. All right, there you go. That's the finished block. Again, it should measure 10 inches unfinished, and it does. You can twirl it this way, whichever way. You can also see there's that sort of secondary design from that wave texture fabric. I'm going to set all these aside, and now I'm going to show you how to put this quilt top together. Alright, so my blocks are ready. You could see at the beginning of the video when I started taping that I have already made a bunch of the majority of this quilt, but I wanted to show you how to put together the 2 different rows. There are 2 rows. There's odd rows and even rows. The odd rows are put together in one sort of series, and the evens are in a different one. So we're going to start with the odd one. Again, very easy to do since everything's ready. And I'm going to show you quickly the diagram up on the screen, because you're going to need, for the odd rows, you need rows 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So you need 5 of the odd rows. And for the even rows, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So you need 4 of the even rows. So we're going to start with the odd rows. And you're going to start with one of these blocks, a block 3. And you can see that up on the screen. There's a block 3, and then the next one is going to be a block 2, and then a block 3, and then a block 1, block 3, block 2, and then another block 3. And that's how you put together one row, one of the odd rows. And I'm just going to do that really quickly so you can see it. And then remember I said on the blocks, the pressing really doesn't matter. I press always to the dark on the blocks, or excuse me, to the background fabric on the blocks. When you're pressing the rows, it does matter because you want to have those rows come together nicely. So the odd ones, I press once the rows together, I press it all to the left. The seams, you know, the block seams, press them to the left. The evens I press to the right. All right, so here's my block, my row. This is one of my odd rows, and this will be my row 1. And here you can see, it's kind of hard. I'll zoom out a little bit. I'll show you a picture of it on the screen. But there you go. That's how I put this one together. It's all ready. And now I'm going to do the even rows. So let me tell you how that's laid out. All right, so now we're going to put together an even row. And the order of that is a block 3, block 1, block 3, block 2, block 3, block 1, and you end it all with a block 3. So I'm going to put together my even row, my last remaining even row. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you up again on screen. Here's my, keep saying that, my even block. And I love the way it turned out. This is such pretty fabric. I really wanted to set off these gorgeous pre-cuts that Benartex April Cornell beloved fabric with a dark. I don't know, for some reason it was saying I needed a dark background on this. And I can't wait when you see the whole quilt together. But this is the even row. And now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to piece these 2 rows that I did because those are the last remaining section of my quilt. And this is when, again, the pressing matters. So again, to the odd rows, I'm going to press to the left. Even rows, I press to the right. And this is my even. I'm going to have to press these. I haven't pressed these yet. But what I'm going to do is pin. I'll just show you really quickly. Basically, this would be the row, the odd row or number 1, and this is number 2. Just going to make sure, and then I pin at all of the seams. And very easy, and then you're just going to sew straight across it. So here are the top 2 rows. I folded them up. I'm going to sew them on a little bit later. There you hear my dog running off. Sorry about that. I'm going to add this section to the top of the quilt. I'm going to show you a picture of the 2 pieces, the 2 rows sewn together, and as you can see, he was trying to help me out. So here's the top section. I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to show you finally, or lastly, how to add the 2 borders. There's only a top and a bottom border on this. Okay, so you saw the quilt on the wall. That was without the borders on it, and now we just finally finish this up by adding the borders. You're going to cut 4 strips that are 2.5 inches wide by 33.5 inches long, and you're going to piece 2 of those strips together, on the short end, like so. Probably can see it better on this instead of blending into the background. Again, each of these is 33.5 inches long. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to add it, one to the top and one to the bottom of the quilt top, and then you are done and ready to have it quilted. You might be wondering why I'm just showing you pictures of the quilt. That is because when I uploaded the conclusion of my video that I did, unfortunately the sound did not record. I have no idea why. Thankfully it recorded for everything else, and from now on I'm going to be really careful about checking that. But that part didn't work, so here I am showing you lots of pictures of the finished quilt top. I unfortunately can't show you the quilt top in my studio and record my conclusion again because it is now at the long armors, so I don't have it. But it turned out really nicely. This is the quilt with the rows put on it. Love the way it turned out, especially against that blue sky and the white snow. Thank you so much for watching. I really would appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. Again, this pattern can be found on my website, www.createwithclaudia.com. I am on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm sort of on all the social medias. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.